As beautiful as the day I lost you. How to Train Your Dragons 2.
Haven't seen it. Not the second one, at least.
Really? How about the third?
I have.
Wait, really?
No.
I was about to say.
The only time
you missed some big story beats.
Like I've said, the only time I've seen How to Train Your Dragon was I babysat my neighbor's kids when I was in high school, and like I didn't know how to babysit, but he's like, "Will you just come over and watch the girls?" So I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "What do you guys want to do?" And they were like, "We want to watch How to Train Your Dragon." So I was like, "Okay." So we put it on. Very easy job. You know, I just have to sit on the couch, watch the movie, and I was like,
Hiccup with Toothless.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ingrid's in there.
Of course. And I was like, all right, guys, that was fun. What do you want to do next? We want to watch How to Train Your Dragon. So we just watched it again. So I watched it twice in a row and made myself.
Who was your favorite character?
I was in high school. I really don't remember I know ǧʀʀᴏᴛᴇᴱ, or however you say his name.
Oh, yeah,
voices the
From
boy.
This Is the End and other stuff.
That's really all I knew him from.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call it, Cold Open.
That's right. Recently, my dad recorded a cover of Will Smith's Just the Two of Us. It's a fantastic, beautiful song about father and son. And I thought he did it, just for me, to enjoy. But actually, he did it because he wants to sell CDs that he burned of it. So he called me up and he's like, "Hey, son, I want to sell these CDs. I have about 5,000 of them." And I wasn't sure why he ordered so many, but he said, "How the heck do I sell these online to all of your friends and fans?" And I said, "Well, Dad, there's a little thing called Shopify." Gee, Matthew, you know what? Shopify has made this process so easy, and I never knew I could do this, and now I can, and I'm a business mogul. Thank you, son. And I said, "Of course, Dad, I love you." And he didn't say that he loved me back, but he did say, "Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side." You can sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/super. That's right, a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/super. Upgrade your business, start selling today, shopify.com/super.
Congratulations, you won! Alert! 今天恢复你美丽的 Boston。
Toodaloo.
That means hi, right?
Oh,
or is that like bye?
Toodaloo is usually bye.
Okay. What?
Toodaloo.
Teedaloo. What's
Teedaloo works.
What's the hello version of Toodaloo?
I like Teedaloo. I don't know if. Let me think.
Does it exist?
Like a direct counterpart? I don't know.
Like a yes to a no.
I think you might have just created it. You might have coined it.
Toodaloo.
Yeah,
Teedaloo.
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 That sounds
Teedaloo.
very much like a hello.
Then it's like Toodaloo.
Exactly.
I'm just changing the vowel.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Aloha means hello and goodbye.
No way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Toodaloo could be this white people's form of aloha.
And believe it or not, I know a little Hawaiian too. Ohana means family, and family means you'll never be left behind or forgotten.
That's exactly it.
Or forgotten.
You know what else it means? It means you stay, I go, no following.
In a sense.
Ohana means family, and family means you stay, I go, no following.
And Ohana means no worries for the rest of your days.
Welcome to Super Mega Show, everyone. I am your host, Matthew Watson, here with my other best friend and host,
Ryan McGee. And together we form
SuperMega
Show.
SuperMega Show. Why'd you do that?
I don't know. It's the name of the show. It has a sign.
It says Super Mega.
Yeah, we don't appreciate that sign enough. I love the beautiful faux glass backing of it as well.
Thanks.
I'm very excited for the guest set to be prepared and ready. Except we do have an update on the guest area. I'm gonna let Matt spin the story for you, like Rumpelstiltskin spinning yarn.
Why you keep bringing Rumpelstiltskin up in the last week, dude? That's the second time you've brought him up.
I just don't want him to think that I don't think he I don't know. He scares me, and I don't want to be on his bad side.
He's terrifying. He's very scary.
I'm trying to throw out a little like, we're good, bro.
Actually, that's a good point. Rumpelstiltskin, we love you. Anyway, we had a construction man come to the office that Tucker hired and said, hey, I know this construction guy. He's going to come to the office. And we said, okay. The construction guy came to the office, and he walked in, and he looked at the corner where the guest couch is.
Spent all of 2 seconds.
Yeah, and he literally just goes, it's a waste of money. Just going to be honest with you. I'll do the job, but I think it's a waste of money for you guys. And he was like, it would just look awesome if you just either replicated this glass type thing or just put up like a beautiful billowing curtain, and then you don't have to pay several $1,000s. And I was like, thank you, I appreciate your honesty. So
I love how like originally we planned this kind of like intricate, kind of similar backing with this. And it's just gone all the way to like planning it, Tucker realizing that it may be out of his like comfort zone, right? Finding the guy that Tucker connected us with to then actually do it, and then him going, that's a waste of time. You should actually do the thing that would have gotten guests on at episode 10.
Yeah, just string up a shower curtain.
Yeah, it's like, okay. Well, fuck.
He did suggest a shower curtain.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Well, he said like install like a curved shower curtain rod.
Did you show off our purple the big purple curtains?
No, but I told him I was like, we already have curtains.
We have big purple curtains,
so we don't have to drop any dime on them.
And big black curtains,
and green and red.
Oh my
and
God.
Blue.
No way.
We have all of those curtains. Believe it or not.
Orange?
No. I mean, we can get orange curtains. It's just gonna look really bad cutting to
white.
I don't think we have any white curtains.
Silver?
No. Have you ever seen us use a white or silver curtain?
Translucent. Wouldn't that be
plastic.
First off, wouldn't that be no. Imagine how cool it would be to have like a fabric of cloth, but it is like see-through.
Kind of like the invisibility cloak in Harry Potter?
No, that makes you invisible.
No,
this is obviously like I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying too.
But this is like, like plastic, except it still feels like cloth. It's still see-through. It doesn't make you invisible when you put it on, though.
I'm sure
you just see whatever's underneath.
Right. So it's like the invisibility cloak, but it doesn't make anything invisible.
I like the thought of the cloak being just like the cloak itself is invisible, so someone is just like going around like naked because they think they have to take off like all their clothes so they won't be floating clothes.
Harry like creeping into like the women's bathing chambers, just butt ass naked, like underneath this see-through.
Just in the corner, just. He's like looking. He's like, is there a rat or something? Is there a giant spider in the drains?
I wish that they had originally put that in the movie.
His like because whoever gave it was like his Dumbledore, his parents, but I think it was Dumbledore or some shit, right? Because the invisibility cloak is a Horcrux or some shit.
Oh yeah.
Or it's a part of the Trinity of
something.
It's like, there's the big wand, the big cloak, and the big ring. The big bracelet.
Ring, I think. It's an anklet.
Necklace.
It's a piece of jewelry.
Yeah, right? One's a wand. The master wand.
Is the piece of jewelry the one where he has to go and make Dumbledore drink all the bad soup?
He has to get the necklace, right?
Something like that.
Just the scoop, which I might say that bowl.
Oh, yeah.
It looks just like it's like just a geode. It's just a rock.
Yes.
And I love the look of it.
I love the look of that.
Or like the bowl itself. Sorry, he gets the stuff from like the geode stuff. The bowl is like a thin, like shell like.
Yeah, it's
thing.
like it's almost like a clamshell, and he's like, "Drink this," and he's like,
"Stop it."
Just an old man that you're just basically force feeding this bitter fucking liquid to.
Never mind, this is the wrong shit, Harry. No, you're just saying that to get me to stop. No, seriously, the wrong. This is the.
We went to the wrong cave.
It's just fucking like Ʞᴜᴜ or something. they got the.
I just love the fact that it's just like. Imagine it's just fucking gasoline. Just he takes the first.
and Harry won't stop because he won't believe him. He's like, because remember he tells him, he's like, no matter what I say, I'll say stop.
He keeps forcing up the.
No, Harry. We went to the wrong place.
He's like sputtering and choking. No, you need to drink more.
Is it working yet? It doesn't seem to be working.
He's vomiting all over himself. Oh my god.
Oh
man.
That's what I call a good one.
Yeah, that's what I call a good one too. Not the original actor though that played Dumbledore.
No, he died. He dead. He died. His death was somber.
Was it?
Were
you there?
He said, "I regret playing Dumbledore."
Well, that was when he found out that Dumbledore was canonically gay. He went, oh, jeez, I can't play this role anymore.
I love how like.
Then
J.K. Rowling in theory is a stone's throw away from being like all inclusive and epic. It just missed it by one little skip of a rock.
I know. It's like she skipped that rock and you know it just kind of it was on its course for a beautiful like 10 skip across the pond. But,
yep.
You know, just shy of 10 skips, it went.
Oh yeah, it did a harsh curve
and then just sank to the bottom.
Right to the.
I mean, that was the sound of the rock going down.
Sinking down. Yeah.
It probably wouldn't sound like that in real life. It'd be more like a.
Yeah, it was just the sound of bubbles.
That was underwater sounds.
Yeah, I love underwater sounds. Like for ASM. Yeah, for ASMR.
Is that why you sleep with your head in a... I just, you know, when I go to bed, I just get a big old tub of water and I just put my head in it and I sleep like this. I let my nose out so I can breathe, but you just get constant ASMR
put a cloth
sounds.
over my face and I have this little contraption that to wake myself up that pours water over the washcloth.
That's how I'm able to wake up in the morning. I have a hard time waking up, and I essentially just have this thing that waterboards me when the alarm goes off. That would get me out of bed.
It's like one of those like every child inventor movie or like quirky kid has like some contraption that like makes him toast or some shit.
Dude, every child inventor. Yeah,
Yep.
Like it was so cool. I always wanted that kind of shit.
Pours
where it's
me
like,
cereal. It pours my cereal for me.
and then it does my hair with gel and...
Or just even just the dad inventor.
Oh yeah,
archetype.
he has like Rube Goldberg machines to fucking like open the fridge door. Like the most basic tasks that like you don't need all that for. But it's like, you know, he sends marbles down a little spiral thing that then like spins a little Ferris wheel and like drops a fucking 2x4 and the fridge door opens.
That like splats a fucking hamster and the blood from the hamster fills up this cup that pushes down the weight scale.
There you go. Yeah, it goes.
And then it pours your milk for your cereal.
Yeah. You know, the motion of the scale.
Is the hamster necessary?
Hey man, did people really question Einstein? You know, did they ask?
They did.
They did. Oh.
that's how he became so renowned. You know, it's not.
Oh, true. I guess
is people, you know, they go, hold on, no, checks out. Nope, you know, I was stupid. Actually, wait, nope, never mind. I read into it.
Well,
He's
no,
right.
But then they go, wait a second, Albert, and he goes. Then Albert has to go back to the drawing board and goes,
And he goes.
I feel bad for the audio listeners. They didn't get to see that. Guys, just picture Albert Einstein in a very specific photo. Very historical one. You might be able to guess the one.
And now picture watching ad reads. Because you're about to watch ads. Do you want to send them off with a song?
Okay. How the pieces.
Recently, my dad recorded a cover of Will Smith's
just the two of us. It's a fantastic, beautiful song about father and son. And I thought he did it, just for me, to enjoy. But actually, he did it because he wants to sell CDs that he burned of it. So he called me up and he's like, "Hey son, I want to sell these CDs. I have about 5,000 of them." And I wasn't sure why he ordered so many, but he said, "How the heck do I sell these online to all of your friends and fans?" And I said, "Well, Dad, there's a little thing called Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. Brands like Mattel and Gymshark. It's crazy. Also, brands like SuperMega." That's right. We here at SuperMega use Shopify. We've used Shopify since 2018. We use it to, sell all of our Funny Brothers merchandise. Every time we have a merch sale, we go on Shopify and we customize our website, and they make it super, super easy. Whether it's managing inventory, returns, international shipping, or even marketing, sending out, newsletters or emails. I told my dad all this stuff, and he exclaimed, "Yippee!" And now he sold about 1,000 of those CDs that he created. And he called me up and he said, "Gee, Matthew, you know what? Shopify has made this process so easy, and I never knew I could do this, and now I can, and I'm a business mogul. Thank you, son." And I said, "Of course, Dad, I love you." And he didn't say that he loved me back, but he did say, "Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. You can sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/super." I said, "That's great, Dad. That's our link for our podcast. So I'm not sure why you're promoting it to me, but nonetheless, it's good to get the message out to you guys. That's right, a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/super. Upgrade your business, start selling today. Shopify.com/super."
And so the mouse was the only one able to pluck the thorn from the lion's paw, and they became friends. Pretty cool.
All right. I mean, I was asking you during the break about the, whole thing with Einstein, and he was persecuted for his Jewish faith and stuff. And I don't know how you got.
We were talking about persecution. I was talking about how my dad was persecuted because that's a direct story from his vacation travels.
When he went to...
And people didn't believe him.
He went to
so
Mozambique.
I feel like he... What?
When he went to Mozambique and saw the lion and everything on his safari trip.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yes, Ann. Let's keep going. Let's keep it going. Keep it going. Your dad's on a safari trip in Mozambique, sees a lion with a thorn in its paw that the mouse plucks. And then what happens?
Just like the thought of my dad taking credit for a parable.
Yeah, so there's this... I had this mustard seed. And
I got swallowed by a whale. Dad. Like this dude. Dude,
but you're essentially describing Big Fish.
I've never seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Literally, the whole thing is
people love it. I know it's Tim Burton.
It's a great movie. Literally, the whole thing is that the dad just tells these grand stories, and the son is fed up with it. And he's like, "Did I ever tell you about the time I was fishing and a big fish came and it swallowed my wedding ring?" And he tells these that's probably the least big one he tells.
Yeah.
He tells crazy ass stories though. And
fantastical, dreamlike.
And he does it at his son's wedding, and his son is furious. And then his son is...
Stop telling stories.
He's crying, and he's like, "No, Dad, that didn't happen. You're a liar."
His dad's really trying to have a long-winded Family Guy flashback at his own son's wedding.
Essentially, yeah.
That reminds me of the one time that then it just goes off on this 30-minute tale of
That's the whole movie. No, I'm serious. The whole movie is him telling these tales, and then it flashes back to when the tale happened in the past.
Does it all take place at the wedding?
No.
Okay,
that's
good.
just the beginning.
It's just at one part of the speech, and it's oh, did I remember? And then it flashes to the next story.
The son's just tapping his foot. Just
flashes back. The son's just, oh, fuck.
For Christ's sake. Okay, I think he's done. Actually,
EDM's here.
Oh yeah, our downstairs neighbors are playing some EDM. The rest of the movie, he's dying, he's sick, and he's in bed, and telling these stories on his deathbed, and his son is going, "Oh, you do. I've never known you, Dad. I've never known you because all you tell are these stories." And he goes, "I've been nothing but myself my whole life." And then
Does he find out that all the stories are actually real?
well, he
Don't spoil it for me.
he goes to the hospital and the dad is dying, and I'm gonna spoil it, guys. Big Fish.
But I've never seen it.
Okay, never mind then. I was about to tell you
That would ruin the movie.
the movie does make me cry almost every time I watch it. It's a fantastic movie. Ewan McGregor, Danny DeVito, a couple actors and actresses, I don't know their names.
I love Danny.
He plays a werewolf.
A werewolf?
He does.
Like a
He plays a circus operator / werewolf.
like prosthetic, like, or does he have like a painted nose, like a dog nose?
No, you don't. You don't. He goes between like human form and then just a wolf.
Oh,
So you don't
okay.
see like the.
Do they give the like wolf peanut butter so like it's talking?
Yeah, it's going. "Arr, arr." It's one of the scenes where an animal is like supposed to be snarling like very viciously. But
You can tell it's looking off. Like
it's very
like,
clear. They just have a treat off camera, and they're going do the thing.
I wish people would just take off points. It's like I could tell the animal was looking off at the people. Like, come on.
Roger Ebert just in his reviews, that's the only kind of thing he would focus on.
Poor animal actors.
Yeah, and they had a chicken in one scene, and god damn it, that chicken just is clucking and it doesn't know which way it's supposed to look.
Yeah, attention hog that chicken.
I like the idea of Roger Ebert just like over the years reading his reviews, you slowly just pick up like this weird thing he has against
This obsessive
like this
nature.
obsessive shit with chicken. And like anytime there's a movie with a chicken, he's just like, God, and I 2 thumbs down from me.
And of course, they always have to include it. Yep, you guessed it, a chicken again.
Nowadays, they're shoehorning chickens into every goddamn movie.
That's not what
That's not what he sounds like at all.
He more sounded like this.
Right?
And then it was
And
like,
I think Toy Story is beautiful.
and I think Toy Story. That was
Yeah, it was close.
yeah. What happened to his face?
What do you mean?
Roger Ebert?
What about his face? He just has big cheeks.
No, dude, he's like missing part of his face.
What? What are you talking about?
Roger Ebert. Part of his face was gone.
When? Oh.
I'm not imagining. This is not. This is real, right?
No. Yeah.
He had like some part of his jaw removed or something, right?
Yeah,
So
I'm
he could suck himself off
No,
more.
That sounds like it would be something related to like cancer or something. I feel. Let me see. I see the pictures that you're talking about.
Yeah, because he had a thing. Best way I can describe it.
Yep, it was diagnosed with cancer of the thyroid and salivary glands.
Salivary glands.
He required treatment that included removing a section of his lower jaw in 2006, leaving him severely disfigured and unable to speak or eat normally.
Oh wow.
So that's why.
He could still write those movie reviews though.
Yes.
Just fine.
Well, they still. I think they still
do.
use his account. I'm guessing he. I don't know if he would care. Like I don't know his feelings on like them using his name afterwards.
I mean-
but doesn't it like it's like him or his brand?
Yeah. There's still
Giving
Roger
reviews.
Ebert reviews of movies that come out for every new movie, and I'm
But
guessing
it's not Roger Ebert.
It's not Roger, unless they have a crystal
Unless-
ball and they or like a Ouija board, and they're able to like ask him about different movies from beyond the grave. He said 2 thumbs up for this one.
Some guy brings in like he has to like sneak in a crystal ball like to the movies so that Roger can watch it.
Ma'am, I need to check your purse.
No, there's just some stuff in there. You know?
tampons are in here. Okay.
I've seen that before. That's fine.
And they get into the movie theater. She pulls out the crystal ball, like sets it in the seat next to her. Just all right, Roger. I think you're gonna like this one. It's Toy Story 6.
Some guy accidentally, comes down the aisle and like sits on him, and it's like, oh,
Vroom.
it's like, Roger.
Some fucking like some stupid fucking like 2000s comedy shit where the whole crystal ball goes up some fat guy's ass. Like, vroom.
He like what? The guy gets up to walk over, and you see it like sticking like out of like the pants section, kind of going. Vroom,
You see
vroom,
Roger's
vroom.
face
like
inside.
the base of the crystal ball poking out of or like the base of the crystal, or like the top of the crystal ball.
Yeah, you can see like the swirling smoke inside with Roger Ebert's like face poking through, and she has to like figure out how to get the crystal ball back. But the guy drops his popcorn and bends over to pick it up, and he's got his plumber's crack showing. She's like,
sweating. You see like hair, like a closer detail of the crack with like hairs sprouting and like little like fuzz and gunk.
And then,
But
but
the SpongeBob close up.
how does she get it back though? You're great at these early 2000s comedy scenes. There's got to be a funny way she does get it back.
Well, see, in this situation, I don't think she would get it back. She'd be going to reach for it, trip, and then she'd like grab his ass.
Yes.
And then he'd turn, huh? And then she'd have to play it off like, huh? You look mighty handsome. Because she's like, then he turns around. She's getting a glimpse of it before he fully turns around to like,
She's
hello.
like Roger's like peeking around, like, oh. and
they have to go on like a date or something. I don't know.
yeah, they're out at a cafe, and she's sitting there, and he comes in and he sits down in the chair, but it shatters. It shatters the crystal ball.
It dissipates into nothing.
Like, all screaming like demon, like
Roger!
All the like souls escaping.
Just Roger's soul.
Yeah, but it has all like the smoke and you hear Roger like
I'm just like,
she has to go like try to catch his soul down the street as it's like a balloon.
she has to get out her fucking like ghostometer thing.
That's when the Ghostbusters come in and they use the little to suck him back up.
Dude, we're thinking of a franchise here. This is going beyond just a typical like three act structure.
This is huge.
This is franchise worthy.
This could
Call
go
us
on
the
for-
Imagination Brothers. Just boy, oh boy, are we filled with imagination.
And then Roger, she doesn't actually get him back, and his soul just keeps aimlessly wandering the earth. And then it does one of those smash cuts and it's like clearly like Saudi Arabia because you just see like the sand dunes and it's doing the mute. It's like aerial shot of the sand dunes. Yeah, and it's doing the music.
I did a Tarzan yell for some reason. I think there.
It could be. It works.
Exactly. that
like
type
the
of
Middle
shit.
Eastern flute.
Yeah.
And Roger's soul ends up going into a genie's lamp and getting trapped. So then
He becomes oh, dude, that's an after credit sequence.
yes.
Where all of a sudden it's like you see where his soul ends up, and then all of a sudden you see Jasmine from And so Aladdin then at the end jumps out of the hole with all the yellow spotted lizards or green spotted lizards, and gets at the end just gets the treasure and becomes rich. And Mr. Sir and like Winona Ryder, whatever her name is, they go to jail maybe.
And does Aladdin,
Sigourney Weaver, that's what it is. Sorry,
does Aladdin get Camp Green Lake?
huh?
Does Aladdin get to keep Camp Green Lake?
Camp Green Luck.
Okay, does he?
Because what?
That's just a plot hole there, I think. Overall, though, I think that's a good structure.
Yeah. But anyways, I don't want to.
I do think
I
the
don't want
one
to give away the idea because people might steal it.
Sure, but I do think the chase sequence you described in like the LA like drainage canals and everything, I think that's really cool, but it does remind me of something from Terminator.
I mean, art is, you always garner inspiration, or you get inspiration from so many sources. Art is bound to transform. Art is its own form of AI when you think about it. The collective consciousness. It's always improving and taking past thoughts and ideas and reforming them and all. What is AI at the end of the day?
Mind equals blown.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Joe Rogan, why don't you call me a genius?
God,
That Ryan McGee's a genius. Have you seen it at the SuperMega Show?
what's it? I think it's SuperMega. Well, no, they used to have SuperMega Cast. It's SuperMega Show. Jamie, pull up some SuperMega Show. Yeah, look at these guys.
And he just sits there and silently watches a full episode of our podcast.
This one specifically.
Yep.
And then it cuts back during this part and he goes, "Oh, they're talking about me."
Oh my God, these guys!
Jordan Peterson sitting there like, are we going to talk about
He's getting
trans
jealous.
rights or anything? Or?
He's sitting there holding his like book that's titled some stupid shit like, okay, but like, what really is a woman though? Like some stupid bullshit,
Me, myself, and Jordan. I don't know.
Little Jordan.
Okay, Little Jordan. I like that. It's like about his childhood and how growing up, his dad would force him to play basketball, and how that somehow made him into the man he is, and the hardships he faced.
Yeah, fucking dude. He seems like, is he tall?
Jordan Peterson, he does strike.
He seems lanky. I don't know if he's tall though.
You know, he's actually one of those guys where I've never seen him standing up, and he could be tall or he could be just shockingly average. I'm going to take a guess that he is 5'11". No, 6'1". Oh God,
6'1", apparently.
But
is this the right person? I'm just making sure.
My spirit angels came to me and told me
Yes.
the correct answer. They said, Matthew, you're wrong. It's 6'1".
Oh, okay. I mean, you did say 6'1" in there as one of the guesses, so.
Well, I corrected it. I
Yeah.
said 5'11", and then my spirit angels came and said 6'1", so I had to say 6'1".
Yeah.
You know, been doing a lot of shit with crystals lately.
And rocks.
People really, especially in Los Angeles, really get into that.
I don't know what it is, but because like what is it that specifically gets people into stuff like the zodiac? Is it something as small as like, oh, I'm just gonna like be updated on whatever the sign thing is just out of interest, and then they get sucked in that way? Or like when it runs someone's life, how does that begin? How does their fawning in love for this start?
Just don't talk to me. My Taurus is rising today, and it's occulting my Uranus. Whatever it is, I don't know.
I just realized, I've just been in a bad mood because it came to me. I haven't slept with my crystals in like 2 weeks.
I didn't charge my quartz last night.
And so I slept with them and look at me today. It's like I'm a new me.
Anyway, that's why I stole $1,000 from you last month, and I haven't paid it back yet. But
I was just not in the right energetic minefield. You know what I'm saying?
Mercury was in retrograde. It's no longer, so we can just put it behind us. You know, it's like I feel like people get into it for the same reason as I guess religion or anything, like seeking answers for things. Like you want something that can kind of give you a foundation or direction, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like it is kind of like,
I guess it is.
it's like
a
religion for white girls, you know,
Yeah.
with dreads.
I mean, stuff like that used to be major, really. Like, think of like Egyptian religion, or just honestly,
Just back in the old days.
even any old faith. Just the whole classic big man in the sky. And, in Greek mythology, the big family in the sky, the big group of
Family Sky?
family sky. Dude.
That's what they were saying. They were saying, lucky there's a Family Sky.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
I like the pun.
I totally, I mean, I get why, like, really, 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 like, ancient cultures, like some of the first civilizations thought that the sun was God.
I mean, how do you explain that? How do you explain lightning and like all these wildfires? Like, how do you like
You can't.
tsunamis at that time, where it's just like, what the fuck? It's like it's the wrath of
God's
God.
mad!
Like the only way you can comprehend it at that point in history is just, this is God's wrath.
Yeah. Because, like, it's so funny, too, because it doesn't matter, like, what... You can look at so many different ancient cultures from, like, all different sides of the world. Not even that ancient, like, going back not too far. And it's all the same kind of thing where it's, like, natural disasters are because God is angry. Mm-hmm. It's funny that there's, like, always, though, this, like, just naturally, it seems like people tend to always form a disposition to have a higher power. You know, like were there any like cultures that developed that did not have God or anything like that? You know, because it seems like all these ancient cultures developed some form of religion, and I wonder if like that's just natural, like human, that's just what happens always, or were there cultures that didn't have any form of religion or like higher spiritual deity?
Let's see. Okay, well,
dude, like imagine just fucking, it's like ancient times and you see a fucking tornado. Like, what is that supposed to be? That's God's big finger coming out of the sky, just going because he's angry because you didn't sacrifice enough people this month. You didn't meet the quota.
I will say, like, I am reading where it's like it's hard to find, you know, even if it's a culture that isn't like worshiping a god or something, or like this higher being, it's hard to find a culture that doesn't, like ancient cultures or old cultures, in some way explain something as spiritual. So like even if it's just like a spiritual like energy of the like there's always some sort of fantastical explanation.
Because they didn't have an explanation.
Yeah, it might not be like the form of like a god that we pray to, but it's more of like, yeah, still like religious ideas. Did you hear that loud thump?
I did hear that loud thump.
Is Luke getting angry again?
He might be getting angry. Speaking of God's wrath. You know, it's like, I guess I haven't really thought about that too much where, you know, 2000 BC and you see lightning, like, to you, like, what is that? You know, you see a tornado, you see a fucking like tsunami or earthquake when the whole world shakes.
Fire tornado.
Maybe.
I mean, those happen.
They do happen.
A cyclone.
We call them fire nados.
Fire nados. Water nados.
Those are just water spouts.
Air
dude.
nados.
Don't be ridiculous.
They don't have any special.
What do you think? What do you think would be like the craziest shit to see, like as an ancient caveman? Like, what's the craziest thing in nature that you think would be the most mind-blowing? I think probably an eclipse, like a solar eclipse.
Like an eclipse?
Like a total eclipse where it just and the sun goes dark and the sky goes dark and all the birds start freaking out. I would think that God was ready to kill me.
Just like honestly, any just like a normal thunder lightning storm. It's like this is the, like as I said in the beginning, like how can you not explain that as like the wrath of God? It
becomes far away,
dark, and it becomes cold and hard, windy and biting, and it becomes loud and uncomfortable and
especially at night.
Except, you know, our parents luckily, you know, there's a Christian parents love to explain it as the angels bowling.
Yep. I remember that exact one.
Which did kind of it put a fun spin on it.
It did.
Still scared me, but...
You know, compared to maybe, like, thinking God is fucking furious right now and he wants you dead versus, like, oh, the angels are just having fun. They're bowling.
Did you do sinning today?
Yes! I'm sorry! I think, like... Yeah, probably an eclipse. And I didn't get that from Mel Gibson's Apocalypto, the opening scene. Just want to throw that out there.
I still haven't seen it.
I've seen...
If I did, it's like some edited, like for TV cut.
Dale put it on once. A big Mel Gibson guy. He put on. He's like, son, I want you to watch this movie with me. It's really good. And he put on Apocalypto. My mom was out of town or something, and I just remember like watching the first like 2 scenes.
Don't they cut out a heart in that movie?
Yes, and I didn't get that far though.
Okay.
I just watched like the very beginning with the eclipse, and I don't really remember much. I just remember they freak out, I think. Mel Gibson plays the main native guy. It was really good though, from what I saw.
Dude, when are we getting those movies where it was like Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson in like a Confederate costume?
Oh my, dude, are you talking about the YouTube channel?
Huh?
Wait, what are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about like those old classic, like the Patriot, those types of movies where they get like big Hollywood stars to dress up in like the goofy ass Confederacy, like Confederate or Union hair, just the haircuts of the time and the goofy facial hair.
The Last Samurai.
I just love the long hair in the front middle part with the ponytail.
That's like doing that.
That's the bad like.
My hair's getting long. My hair is long enough to actually kind of do that now. I could do a ponytail.
You could do a little Paul Revere.
Honestly,
a little Thomas Jefferson.
Do you think I could pull off the Paul Revere? Look, hold on.
Dude, are the British coming?
You tell me, dude. I do this. See? That's enough for like a little ponytail right there.
Yeah.
And then just...
You could do a ponytail and have a little left over for... You could do a rat tail ponytail combo. Have the rat tail like braided too.
The British are coming! I don't know, you can't really see much, but it's probably how I would have did it back in the day. Sorry, I was laughing because I thought you were referencing those YouTube channels that you found.
Oh God!
And showed me like the Mel Gibson one.
Yeah,
with the that one thumbnail.
It's just It's just accounts that for some reason cover actor drama and put their quotes in the thumbnail. And a lot of these actors, when they say stuff, are racist. I think it's just like the concept of what he's saying.
Right.
But it's just something racist. And it's in bold. And the only thing it's like, think of a racial epithet and they only censor out the first vowel with a star, and that's
it's
it.
like quotes like next to like Mel Gibson. Well, with Mel Gibson, that one might be a real quote.
I don't know if the one that I remember was who was it? It was Mark Wahlberg was the one that I saw too. Those two I can't imagine that those thumbnails are still up.
I subscribed to that channel when you showed me, so I could
get updated.
Because I didn't want to lose it.
Did they are they wiped? Or are they still uploading?
I mean, I haven't seen anything. This in a past podcast episode is when you showed me for the first time. It was one of the ones when I had COVID that we recorded like remotely,
separately.
I know. I never want to do that again. But God, Mel Gibson, great guy. Why? What? He's the one that exposed the Hollywood elite.
Did he?
Yes.
You just gotta think about these things, and
there's always someone pulling the strings.
It's like, I'm not saying who, but it makes you think. Just makes you think about who's pulling the strings. And I was taking these pills, and they made me fucking see the world for what it fucking was, man. That's my Mel Gibson on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast.
Wow. So
impression.
So you took these pills, and when you say them, who's them? Who do you mean?
The big-headed green men.
Big-headed green men. Jamie, look up big-headed green men.
They came from the skies. Ooh, type in sky as a keyword. Put it in all caps on Google.
It's like when he leans across the table to Joe Rogan and like whispers something in his ear, and Joe Rogan's like, "Oh, don't search that, Jamie." Oh man, Mel. I was on
Mel Gibson's podcast the other day.
Yes, and he was asking me all sorts of questions about how I feel about the current state of Hollywood and wokeism and shit. Some streaming service I was on, I don't remember which one. It might have been Max or Hulu or something, but I was just scrolling over the weekend, and I just saw like Mel Gibson, like some new show of his, or like it looked like when like someone does like a stand-up special and it's like them standing there with the mic. It looked like that, but it was Mel Gibson, and I was like, did they give Mel Gibson a new show?
Did you look into? Are you sure it's not just some past movie that old Mel is in, like
No,
The Beaver?
No.
Okay.
Or Apocalypto.
He wasn't in Apocalypto.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
And Passion of the Christ. He played Jesus Christ.
He was not in Passion of the Christ.
I was way too old when I realized he didn't play Jesus Christ in that movie.
The woman played Satan.
Of course.
Or something like that. Matt, I have to tell you something.
Do you have to piss?
I do.
I have to piss as well.
So I don't know if there's some sort of like piss break type of thing.
Yeah, we already did ads.
We did both of the ad spots. Luke,
he's going, oh, fuck.
Guess what? It's time to put in something.
Luke, put your favorite Filthy Frank meme. He loves Filthy Frank. Gosh dang, Luke, that was a funny Filthy Frank meme. I know you're a big Filthy Frank head, as we all are. Ryan is not here at the moment. He's currently refilling his cup of water. But I figured, the more the merrier. Why not have a little one-on-one time with Uncle Matthew? I'm going to look at this camera. Your Uncle Matthew loves you. He hopes you're doing well. It's final season, or actually finals might have just ended for most of you. So I hope you guys passed. If you failed any finals, sorry. It doesn't matter. Grades don't matter. School doesn't matter. Education ultimately doesn't matter. What really matters is street smarts. That's what's going to get you farther in life. I'm just saying how college is a waste of money and doesn't matter and it's stupid.
Amen. Hey, pound it.
You guys might actually be, sitting there with your arms crossed going, wow. So on the last episode, they did a segment that they said would be a weekly thing, and guess what?
It looks like they forgot it. They haven't mentioned it. Well, guess what? The podcast isn't over yet.
That's right. They just went, and they're shaking in their seat.
And last time I, took the responsibility to find the word of the week, the word of the cast. Matt.
What was it? Scytherism?
Scytherism.
I feel like there's one more syllable in there. Scytherism? No. I think it was just Scytherism. Well, I hope everyone found a way to use it naturally in a sentence.
Hopefully it's ingrained now in your everyday speak.
It's in ours, I'll tell you that.
It's the sound that wind blowing through trees makes. It's what is it again? What is it?
Yeah, it's the sound of the wind rustling through the trees.
Right?
Mm-hmm. That is what it is.
Okay, good. See, I remembered, kind of.
Guys, this week, the Super Mega Show word of the week is, get ready to write this one down, peregrinate.
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 Did you make sure that that's how you pronounce? You read the pronunciation?
Oh, I watched a video on how to pronounce it.
Ooh.
Granted, the person that was doing the video, I'm not sure how much I would trust that the pronunciation is 100% correct. However, definition: to travel or wander from place to place, especially on foot. And I'll use it in a sentence now. After retiring early, she spent her days peregrinating through remote villages, documenting Let me restart. After retiring early, she spent her days peregrinating through remote villages, documenting vanishing dialects and traditions.
So it's like kind of wandering?
Yeah, on foot. Peregrinate.
So, yeah. Meandering, wandering.
Exactly, yeah.
Wandering probably is a good synonym for it. Peregrinate.
From place to
Peregrinate.
place. Peregrinate.
I peregrinated through the Hollywood Hills on a hike. I guess I hiked through the Hollywood would be an easier way to just say that. Why wouldn't you just use hiked or like walked? I
mean, why don't you just if by that logic, Ryan, let's just remove every fucking synonym from the English language.
Well, more so it's just like if it's shorter to communicate your thought and it's more widely accessible to the common person, why not just...
Yeah, but what if peregrinate is like...
Seems like a useless word to me.
No, it's not useless, Ryan. It means to wander from place to place, especially on foot. That doesn't... Hike is different. Like, if I'm traveling from remote village to remote village on foot, especially,
okay. So like on a map, like a red dot goes ding, 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 ding.
I'm peregrinating.
Okay.
Peregrinating?
But on foot.
It said especially on foot. So it doesn't have to be on foot.
So are people just peregrinating when they travel?
Like if I'm going out running errands.
Yeah.
I'm going from, Staples to the DMV.
You're
to
peregrinating about.
I'm peregrinating, yeah. So guys, everyone in the comments right now, and I don't care if you're watching this in 2025.
People could be peregrinating while listening.
Yeah, you might have your headphones in peregrinating right now. I don't care if it's 2045 when you're listening to this. Jump in the comments and use it in a sentence, naturally. I'd like to see how you guys could use it. And make sure this week you find a natural way to use it in a sentence. And next
phone
week,
call, Zoom meeting, anywhere.
Make sure you use it and then report back to us in the next episode's comment sections on how you used it. Or maybe this episode's comment section. I don't know.
Yeah.
But...
It's whatever you feel safe doing. We're not gonna delegate specifically how you express yourself, but
you can mail it to us
as long as you express yourself through the vocabulary in which we indoctrinate you with.
Right.
We would enjoy
so,
that.
Scytherism and peregrinate.
Those are the two words so far.
Luke, make sure you're keeping track on screen of all of Super Mega's words of the week.
And also, I only think it's fair that we don't just steal like a screenshot of like Webster's Dictionary or Google search.
Like
we need our own like template. So
yeah.
If you could just design an easy thing for Luke to be able to, yeah.
I can totally do that.
I mean, we didn't do it for the first one, unfortunately.
Yeah, we did.
No. Oh, did we? Do you have time? Because he's editing it right now.
Yeah, I mean, once we're done with this, I can make it for him.
You go, wait!
Yeah, I'll run in and I'll fucking kick his computer as hard as I can, so it goes. Matt, what the hell?
Good. I wasn't too late.
I wasn't even to that part of the podcast yet. Now I have to restart. And I know Luke hates listening to our voices.
Oh, he does giggle
It's actually
from time to time.
I've heard a giggle and a chuckle.
But I know it can be grating. It probably is grating most of the times, and then every now and then there's some spark of levity that graces his ears where he's like, okay, this isn't so miserable to listen to.
I hear him giggling. I hear him. He has his headphones on. I'll be editing, switching cameras, going. He doesn't laugh out loud usually, but I'll just see this at the corner of my eye.
He's,
just like
he's shaking with delight.
Right, and then if it's really funny, he'll actually go, and then I'll hear the space bar, and he takes his headphones off and goes, the part where he lets me relive the moment.
Well, I'm gonna go ask him what his thoughts are on the baby's third oblivion.
Okay, are you gonna report
because he's
back?
watching it right now?
And maybe you should go peregrinate over to Luke and come back with that. And in the meantime,
well,
I'll give the viewers...
it's 22 minutes long, and he's only probably 5 minutes into it. And he, more than likely, I know Luke, he probably paused it to game.
Or watch some YouTube videos about magic cards.
True.
On the SuperMega account. And I know that because every time I log on to SuperMega, every recommended video is like some video with like 3,000 views about magic card decks. Which I'm not complaining about.
Well, we have our own personal YouTube accounts for our own algorithms, but it is interesting that the company account, like if anyone were to...
I don't watch videos on SuperMega. I use my personal account.
I usually...
So it's just rude of Luke to tailor
and we don't even have,
our algorithm.
We don't even have Prime. It's not worth it for him to... Maybe it's just like, it makes me log into my account, and I'm always logged into this one, so...
True.
Just seems selfish.
It seems very selfish.
Clogging up our history.
SuperMega's algorithm is now being tailored to one person.
Yeah, it's basketball and magic cards.
Mm-hmm. And there's those ASMR feet tickling videos. But
yeah, the feather ones.
Yeah. We'll go ask him, and I'll fill the viewers in on some fun facts.
I already said this. I said that it is a longer video, and he is not going to have watched it at this point.
Sorry, I thought you were saying that you were just going to go...
Do you want me out of here or something?
No, I don't want you out of here. I was just... Guess how many... I was worried about maybe running out of good words of the week for SuperMega Show.
Don't spoil any words so soon.
But the Oxford English Dictionary...
Are you about to spoil some future words, Matt?
No. How many words do you think are in English currently in use?
Fuck, I don't know, dude.
Like, if you had to take your best guess, how many words does English have?
See, I'm going to sound dumb. I think it's thousands, but below 10,000. So, like, I don't know where in the thousands it would be. Maybe it had, I don't know. Do we have over 10,000 different... How many different words do we have in the English language?
You ready?
Yeah.
170,000 words currently in use, plus about 47,000 obsolete words, and including scientific, technical, regional, and slang terms, some estimates push the total to over 1 million words.
Oh, slang terms are included. Oh, well, that pushes it, but like off the basis.
Words, Oxford English Dictionary lists around 170,000 words currently in use.
Because in my head, I'm like, give a couple thousand to the ones that everyone uses, and then you can fill up a bunch of thousand with a bunch of words that I don't even... And like, for some reason, 10,000 made sense in my head.
The average adult English speaker knows between 20,000 and 35,000 words.
I know hindsight's, it's hard to escape from the spoiler of you knowing, but what do you think you would have guessed? Do you think you would have like guessed more of like over guessed or under?
I would have said probably...
Like 50,000 or some shit.
No. I would have said like probably between 8 and 15,000.
Yeah, like in my head, I'm like
capping it there.
6 to 10,000 words.
Because I was actually, there's a dumb part of me that was like maybe just a couple thousand, like 2,000-3,000.
Well, the part that got me to think that I think was stemming from me thinking that it could potentially be like a trick question.
Only 250 words.
Whoa.
I wonder,
10, over 100,000 words.
It's crazy.
in
And then
use.
add another 70,000, and then 47,000 obsolete words. Is English the language with the most words, I wonder? Well,
There's
also,
no way.
I'm looking it up.
Because there's a bunch of other languages that even have things that aren't. Well, I guess every language has words.
but we
that-
have words for things that
True,
other
yeah.
languages don't have. I wonder. Oh, dude, we've definitely talked about this, like probably 12 times. Which language on earth is the best for expressing yourself to the most eloquent?
English is considered to have
Yeah.
the largest vocabulary. So you were right.
Largely due to its absorption of vocabulary from many languages, Latin, French, German, etc. Global use, extensive technical, scientific, and cultural
Different slang
vocabulary,
in different areas.
flexible
yeah.
word formation, allowing compound words, verbing nouns, etc. Estimates suggest English has over 1 million words, though no dictionary contains all of them. Yeah, but I think you're right, where it's like, I think on the average adult human English speaker in America probably only uses like mostly 2,000,
Like a few thousand,
to 3,000
like a couple
of
thousand,
those,
right?
with the rest of them being, here and there.
Yeah.
But like, like all the words I'm saying right now are very common words. Every single one.
And like that's why in my head I'm thinking, okay, and there's obviously a bunch of different iterations and forms and sin and blah 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 blah. So like that's why I'm like being generous. Where I'm like, yeah, average person, two to whatever, a few thousand words throughout like the week is probably your absolute limit of like. But maybe I'm not giving us a lot of credit. But also, think about this. We are learning more words as we do this. So we are, it's not going to be exponential, unfortunately, but with time, our vocabulary, we're going to start sounding like a bunch of smarty pants, a bunch of nerds, people who wear big glasses with tape kind of keeping them together.
That's called a dweeb.
Dweeb, sorry.
There is a difference between geek, nerd, dweeb, etc.
Dork.
Dweeb is the tape between the glasses.
Dork, penis, whale penis.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
Stop. See, hey, that's another English word that you guys just learned the actual definition of. Dweeb. Tape between the glasses. It is crazy, though, how many fucking words there are. I actually would not have thought that English would be the one with the most words. I would think like, oh, there's actually some language in the Amazon rainforest that has 80 million words. Not 80 million.
Yeah. Well, I mean, granted, our judgment on that probably is people who don't experience the vast the vast human collection of knowledge of all the words. But we only use like a fraction of that because we're your average schmoes, and the schmoes know.
They don't get the joys of English.
I was gonna guess if it wasn't English, it was gonna be like Chinese had the most words because it has so many fucking characters.
I was gonna say Arabic or something for some reason.
Because it's a beautiful written language.
It is a gorgeous looking written language.
And whenever I hear singing and like it's echoing in some sort of desert scene in some Hollywood movie like we discussed earlier in the podcast, beautiful.
Roger's a Big Adventure. From the score.
Yeah.
Who Framed Roger Ebert? Okay, the average adult uses about 1,000 to 2,000 unique words per day in speech, depending on context, occupation, and personality.
So we were right.
Yeah, casual conversations, 500 to 1,000 unique words. With highly educated individuals knowing 40,000 plus words usually. There is a number of words there is a hard number that we both know, and I wish that we could, like, if it popped up over our head, we could see.
It's like we always talk about this. I'm sure so many people have this thought. You wish you could have like some sort of app or device that kept track of like your life statistics. How many times have I used the bathroom in my life?
That would be so cool.
How many hairs have I lost in my lifetime?
That's like a dang Black Mirror episode.
Oh my goodness!
I would be down for an app that could somehow do that.
Like for me, the idea becomes interesting. It's like how many murderers have I had a conversation with?
Like, how many people have I, had an interaction with that have killed somebody?
Yeah, where it's like you don't know or really remember them, but it's like, oh, I have. That like, because I think about it, we've driven a lot in our time here on Earth, Matthew. At least one time we have to have passed some sort of super villain ne'er-do-well.
I would love to see, like, you and I have lived in Los Angeles for a decade now, so I would love to see just the list of celebrities I've passed in traffic.
Oh yeah, that's another
probably
one.
Massive.
Or that you just don't see, even just walking
by, right?
Yeah.
I wonder, like, who is the biggest celebrity that you have been in close proximity to and not realized?
That would be a fun one because you'd see that and be like, "What?
Like,
fuck! How'd I miss that?" And in a moment, not where it's like you're seeing them on stage at like some sort of event.
it's like you're
unaware of them being around.
They pass you on a hiking trail and they're wearing a hat and sunglasses, so you don't know it's them.
Markiplier?
I remember, like, after Hillary Clinton lost the election, I remember someone just, like, ran into her, like, hiking in the woods and just took a picture with her.
She was playing Pokemon Go. She was doing a group event.
I'm Pokemon going home now.
Still using that one, Hillary? Shut up.
She would never say something as crass as shut up to one of her fans.
Donald supports his kids.
You get her cadence down very well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She's my spirit animal, a lot of people say. My mom was talking to my mom on the way to work, and she was like, who you remind me of? Hillary Clinton. And you got to say, I pulled down the little flat mirror on my car, and I see the resemblance.
Really?
Yeah. Like, Luke, real quick, zoom in on my face and then overlay a picture of Hillary Clinton real quick. Uncanny, right?
Yeah, 100%. There's definitely something there. Do you think she'd ever come on the show? Remember she went on that one podcast where she brought the hot sauce?
I don't know what podcast it was.
Maybe that was the Breakfast Club or something really big.
I think it was like with Charlemagne.
Okay, yeah. I think it's the Breakfast Club.
It's a big show.
Yeah, it's a huge show. In my mind, for some reason, it was some like really small podcast.
No.
But yeah.
But J.D. Vance went on Theo Von's podcast.
That means we're 1 degree of separation from J.D. Vance.
And Tim Dillon had Candace Owens on, or went on Candace Owens' show, something like that.
Okay, we need to find a reputable white supremacist to have on the show so we can also be diverse in our viewpoints.
Yeah. I love being diverse in my viewpoints. You got to have racist friends and non-racist friends. You gotta be able to accept people for who they are, bro.
You gotta hear a wide range of ideas. That's why I'm friends with many racists and give them a platform to voice their racism for other fellow racists and maybe people who might have some prejudiced views deep down but are very malleable and could learn and become more educated out of those views, or hear what's about to be on my podcast today and make them more malleable towards becoming more bigoted.
Sure, whatever you said.
I think we should get more racists on though. That's just kind of just bottom line.
Well,
it seems like
we have a
really
racist
well.
working for us.
We do have a racist working for us. He's gonna have to keep this one in. You know why?
Because the names are scrolling by.
Names are scrolling by, and you might
genuinely wonderful supporters who not only love us, but give us money through in a loving way, kind of like our parents or family would do when the communal bowl would be passed around to throw in a few bucks for Jesus.
That is a great metaphor.
We're Jesus and we're God in this metaphor.
Exactly, and we're the holy
Trinity.
What is there another?
The Father, the Son, and Ghost, and Luke being the invisible editor, being the Holy Spirit.
Yes, exactly.
Uh-huh.
And if you guys, it would be really rude in church if the offering bowl came by and you just went, mm-mm.
Yeah.
So if you guys would like to maybe put $5 into the offering dish just once a month, you can go to patreon.com/supermega. We got hundreds and hundreds, close to 1,000 posts on there, I believe. We got exclusive shows, and you can get an extended version of this podcast. So
that we're going to record right after this.
And you get it ad-free and early. And You can also get stickers. If you get your name on this list, you get stickers in the mail each month. Luke, show this month's stickers. Or last month's stickers, I don't care. All right, guys, and we love you. So everyone, except the racists, have a wonderful day and night or evening or morning. That's the quote.
Truman Show quote.
Yep. About Harry Truman?
Huh? Good afternoon, good evening, and good morrow, my good sir. In the beginning of the Truman Show, he tips his fedora.
Harry Truman had a show?
I remember when I pointed that out, where I like sent you like the.
It ruined my day. The first time you brought up to me or pointed out that Ed Sheeran has the same tattoo as me. Okay?
Yeah, he got
he
it.
copied me.
Yeah, sure.